Hello everyone, welcome to another webinar on the eve of the US presidential election and 2016 seeming to be quite a year of uncertainty. So Andy, what's the update on the Brexit front? How's that going?
Well, we're certainly seeing Brexit continue to capture a lot of headlines, particularly in the financial markets, of course. Last week we actually saw a bit of a rare week for sterling where it rose. We had the High Court ruling against the government on the triggering of Article 50. We also had the Bank of England upgrading their forecast for growth for this year and next year, so a little bit more positive there. But the longer term problems remain, of course, the uncertainty that's likely to persist over the outcome of the UK's exit from the EU. So of course now we move to the US election, where of course we've got two very opposing candidates. A lot of uncertainty obviously caused by the fact that polls have been unreliable. You know, we think about Brexit and obviously what the end up result was there. So, you know, given that, what do you think the sort of possible outcomes are in each scenario?
Sure, well, the polls are suggesting between 2 and 3 points that Hillary Clinton's going to nudge a victory against Donald Trump, and I think if that were to happen, we'd see a relief rally in the equity markets and for the US dollar. So the US dollar to strengthen, I'd say, by about 1%.
Because we've seen it weaken a little bit over this past week as the polls have narrowed, I think, and see this new revelation over the FBI emails, which of course they've now come out and said they haven't found anything new. So potentially that swings things back the other way a bit. Yeah,
that goes a little bit back into her favour and away from Trump. But yeah, I'd say about 1% rally for the US dollar. So let's say we're trading at 125 area, down 123.5. If Trump were to win, then this is, needless to say, the curveball. This gives rise to a lot of uncertainty. You'd see equity markets come off quite aggressively, and the US dollar weaken, and we think weaken between 3 and 4%, so taking sterling dollar closer to the 130 area. And there is the last scenario, believe it or not, in a race of two, and that is if the votes in any particular or larger state are so close that they need a recount. And we saw this in 2000 between Bush and Gore, where the difference in votes at the end of it came to about 500 only. Considering it's such a huge state, that's an amazing fact. But it did take over a month for them to recount all the votes, and this gave rise to a lot of uncertainty. And I'd say in this third scenario between Trump and Clinton, let's say there were to be a recount again in Florida, then I think we could see sterling dollar rising above 130, because we know this takes quite a while. And imagine this campaign has been very fractious so far. In this period where they're recounting in a particularly large state, it's going to be incredibly fractious.
Absolutely. I mean, he's not one to pull his punches in terms of making claims against the states and against the system and against the media. So yeah, that could really create a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, and so as has been this theme throughout 2016, we have and we are living in uncertain times, and we are promoting to corporates to make sure that you're doing the right thing, hedging the risk before the event. We do expect next week to be quite a volatile time as well as this week, and just make sure that you're hedging your risks.